Hi, my name is Muhammad Farhan Fadilah. Now I will do the final project for pronunciation drill. Part 1. Read this story correctly. Baby Caterpillar was tired. All summer long she had been traveling slowly through the green world where she lived, and feeding on the green leaves that grew near her home. Now, autumn had come and Mother Nature had given a holiday to the leaves, who put on their new dresses of red and gold and played tag with the breezes. Baby Caterpillar wanted to play too, but could not run so fast as the happy little leaves. And she grew very tired and thought she would take a nap. So she found a cozy place among the branches of a grapevine and made herself a soft, silky blanket. Then she rolled herself away within it, and then, in her queer little cradle, went to sleep. One night, late in the fall, Jack Frost came over the hill. He spied the cradle swinging to and fro, and began to play roughly with it, for he is a roguish little fellow, and touches everything that comes in his way. But the warm blanket hid the little sleeper so the Jack could not find her. By and by King Winter came, bringing beautiful snow blankets to Mother Nature's flower babies. He gently rocked the cradle as he passed and whispered, "Sleep, baby, sleep. You have no need my blankets." At last spring came with the sunbeams, the best and merriest of Mother Nature's helpers. They awoke the flowers from their long winter nap and called to the birds and the brooks to begin their songs. When they came to the little brown cradle, they stopped to rest, and Baby Caterpillar began to get very warm under the thick blanket. She woke up and stretched herself, and her cradle broke, and she came out to greet the spring. But what a change! Instead of the old dingy dress that she went to sleep in, she now had a beautiful yellow one, and instead of crawling among the leaves, she flew up and away into the sweet spring air to play with the sunbeams and flowers, and the little children called her a butterfly. Part 2. Read this poem correctly. Billet does not rhyme with ballet. Bouquet, wallet, mallet, chalet. Blood and flood are not like food, nor is mood like should and would. Viscous, viscount, load, and broad. Toward, to forward, to reward. And your pronunciation's okay when you correctly say croquet. Rounded, wounded, grieve, and sieve. Friend and fiend, alive and live. Ivy, privy, famous, clamor, and enamor rhyme with hammer. River, rival, tomb, bump, comb, doll, and roll, and some, and home. Stranger does not rhyme with anger, neither does devour with clangor. Souls but fall, hunt but aunt, font, front, want, grant, and grant. Shoes, goes, does. Now first say finger, and then singer, ginger, linger, real, zeal, move, gas, gauge, and gauge, marriage, foliage, morass, and age. Query does not rhyme with very, nor does fury sound like bury. Dost, lost, posts, and doth, cloth, loth, job, knob, bosom, transom, oath. Though the differences seem little, we say actual but vital. River does not rhyme with defer, fulfer does, and zipper, heifer. Mint, pint, senate, and sedate. Dull, bull, and George ate late. Cynic, Arabic, Pacific, science, conscience, scientific. Liberty, library, heave, and heaven. Rachel, ache, mustache, 11. We say hallowed, but allowed. People, leopard, toad, but vote. Mark the differences, moreover, between mover, cover, clover, duchess, breeches, wise, precise, chalice, but police, and lies, camel, constable, unstable, principal, disciple, label. Pedal, panel, and canal. Wait, surprise, plate, promise, pal. Worm and storm, chase, chaos, chair. Senator, spectator, mayor. Tour, but hour, and Saka. 4. Guess, alas, and Arkansas. C. Idea, Korea, area, psalm, Maria, but malaria. Youth, south, southern, cleans and clean. Doctrine, turpentine, marine. Compare alien with Italian. Dandelion and battalion. Sally with Ellie, yeah, I, way, and key. Say, over, but ever. Fever, neither. Leisure, skein, deceiver. Heron, granary, canary, crevice, and device, and airy. Part 3. Read this twister tongue naturally. Read it 3 times. The first is slow mode. The second normal is not the second normal mode, and the last is the fast mode. How much wood a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, and chuck as much wood. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, and chuck as much wood. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? He would chuck, he would, as much as he could, and chuck as much wood. Can you can a can't, can into an uncanned, can like a canner, can a can't, can into an uncanned, can. Can you can a can't, can into an uncanned can, like a canner, can, a canned can into an uncanned can. Can you can a canned can into an uncanned can, like a canner, can, a canned can into an uncanned can. Silly Sally swiftly shoot 7 silly sheep. The 7 silly sheep, silly Sally shoot, silly shelled self. This sheep shouldn't sleep in a shack. Sheep should sleep in a shed. Silly Sally swiftly shoot 7 silly sheep. The 7 silly sheep, silly Sally shoot, silly shelled self. This sheep shouldn't sleep in a shack. Sheep should sleep in a shed. Silly Sally swiftly shoot 7 silly sheep. The 7 silly sheep, silly Sally shoot, silly shelled self. This sheep shouldn't sleep in a shack. Sheep should sleep in a shed. All I want is proper cup of coffee, made in a proper copper coffee pot. I may be off my dot, but I want a cup of coffee from a proper coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee, made in a proper copper coffee pot. I may be off my dot, but I want a cup of coffee from a proper coffee pot. All I want is a proper cup of coffee, made in a proper copper coffee pot. I may be off my dot, but I want a cup of coffee from a proper coffee pot. Amidst the mists and coldest frosts, with stoutest wrists and loudest boasts, he thrusts his fists against the posts and still insists he sees the ghosts. Amidst the mists and coldest frosts, with stoutest wrists and loudest boasts, he thrusts his fists against the posts and still insists he sees the ghosts. Amidst the mists and coldest frost, with stoutest wrists and loudest boasts, he thrusts his fists against the posts and still insists he sees the ghosts.